Good morning, and welcome to day one of our 40 days of gratitude. This is a journey of generosity that we are on as we explore how it is we are called as disciples to contribute our gifts back into the world. How it is that we manage our possessions of time and of talent and treasure. I'm so grateful to the Stewardship Committee for coming up with a really beautiful resource for us to use in this season as we seek to grow and become as followers of Jesus Christ. I get to tackle question number 1 today, and I heard nobody else wanted to tackle this question, but I'm going to share it with you to begin with. According to some commentaries, there are more than 2,350 verses in the Bible related to money, and about 25% of Jesus' teaching relate to money. Why do you think there's such a significant focus on money in the Bible? Money is power. Money represents power in cultures. And power, I think, detracts us from God's power. But that's just my interpretation of things. I think that the scriptures are so concerned with what we do with possessions because the roots of Jesus's belief system as a good Jewish rabbi had to do with the wholeness of community, had to do with the well-being of all of the people, had to do with the well-being of all of God's people, had to do with God's shalom, where people had enough to eat and had a roof over their heads, and the things that they needed to thrive in the world. And so it might sound a little controversial, but kind of an income redistribution was sort of a vision of how God's kingdom might actually come into shape, how people who didn't have would be helped by those who did have. And in particular, in the New Testament, a lot of the early church is described by the way it shares its resources within its community so that everyone is able to thrive. I think that's why Scripture is so full of these descriptions. I also think that power lures us away sometimes from a solid relationship with the God who has created us. That's my wisdom for the day. And I'm going to close by prayerfully sharing with you the scripture that we're reflecting on. And I'm going to invite you to spend some time thinking about this question for yourself. Why is it that the Bible has so much to say about money? And why don't we talk about it more often? That's my question. Here we go. From 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 1 and 2. Think of us in this way, as servants of Christ and stewards of God's mysteries. Moreover, it is required of stewards that they be found trustworthy. It is my prayer today that we be found trustworthy stewards of those things with which God has entrusted each of us and all of us together as a community. Thanks be to God. Have a great day.